at Obsis is where you put the sentry just a little bit higher and it know that the camp is...
Yeah, but you could also do that off to the side or...
Yeah.
Yeah. But they had to wait for the courier to be done. It's only bringing out a clarity. So Silent's going to block the wave up. So they're not spending the 100 gold. In fact, they may not even... Yeah, they don't even have the 100 gold on the supports to do it.
What the?
So they can't get rid of it yet.
Interesting. So G brings out 2 salves for Shadow Fiend.
He must be looking to get very aggressive against the DK and win this lane hard.
That's usually surprising though, especially if you're playing versus like a DK. You're not going to get harassed very much, so... Okay, well, whatever. It's a bit different.
Take what he can get.
Sioma starts mid, and they start an aggro tri-lane with the PA in the aggro. So they're putting the Darkster in a 1v1 versus sinking. So that's better. That's one way to deal with what I was talking about. I was worried for the PA because I think Senking can actually bowling him quite a lot, but now lane swapped up. Afterlife though should be able to do really well with this. Especially now that he double stacked the wave up, so he's going to be messing with Ghost Stick a bit, but he'll have a lot of creeps and power.
They're rotating Slayer out. They're pushing him towards the top lane.
Yep.
And they have to, because Miposhka was just able to double stack the small camp on the side and pull it over. Okay, now Miposhka, a little bit of trouble with the charge. Onto the Venomancer, he's only got Gale, and it's level 1 Gale, so it's harassment, but minimal damage. Miposhka, you've got charge available at 1 second time. They do have that vision on Slayer thanks to the Observer Ward that's still down. And the Dire have actually now just blocked this camp up. So it was able to double stack, but then they threw the Observer Ward out. Shards already. You got Gale available. Miposhka can't get out of this one. The double stun from Silent going through Roger and Miposhka. You lose Slayer for it. So it is a 1-for-1 trade-off. But Slayer did take the first blood. And DK's actually pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing super well. That's what I was looking at as well. 13-1.
G really hasn't made the most out of this salve.
I mean, that's why I was just concerned, but not concerned, but just confused by why he got 2. One of them is fine because you're gonna have to use it anyway to heal up, but
yeah, the second one's just a little bit more odd because he could have turned that into some form of damage or
earlier
attack.
Bottle or like earlier boots. I mean, it's whatever at this point.
Miposhka's in trouble again. Trapped by another shard. The SB's charging himself over. The damage, however, to Miposhka is also so high. They'll chilling touch up, so Chappie's got some bonus damage. The Gale connects on 2, and now they're slowed up. Silence going for the Hex to begin with. PA, Phantom Strike will bring him down closer to Roger, but the shards go through him, and Roger cannot escape from this. Vega is having the time of their lives. An Empire aggro tri-lane was meant to spill blood, not of their own.
They have to get out of that lane already. I think it's too hard anyway. You're playing with a double melee tri-lane with a very squishy AA versus a very tanky lane. The Lion is the only squishy hero, but he's going to be playing so far back, and then you can't go on Venomancer because they have Tusk. So this tri-lane is already a nightmare for Empire, and they must make adjustments.
I suppose the one advantage was the fact that you didn't have bottom lane Afterlife.
Iron Shaw on Roger, but
yeah,
stunts away.
The upside is the fact you didn't have the Tusker rotating to kill off DK. So you had SF having more space, you had FN having more space in the mid lane just because your aggro tri-lane was keeping that attention towards the north. That's the upside.
Yeah,
the downside is now the Venomancer's got some decent cash on him, even though he's only got 4 assists to his name, and the supports have also got real good money on them. And Ghost has got enough Iron Shell levels that it's problematic for the Venomancer to deal with.
Sayoma.
Oh, that bash!
Oh, the bash
actually helps him, but the Orb of Venom slow, the shards are down, the damage is enough with Chilling Touch bonus on it.
Oh, just enough damage. G getting aggressive onto FN here, but FN's just fine. Third race would not bring him down. But yeah, G pulling a little bit ahead in that mid lane in experience. He's level 5. A little bit ahead of FN, but the last hit's going for the DK. Pretty impressive. That 2-1-2 skill build just makes it too hard for you to actually get harassed. But now Sayoma in the mid lane. They don't. Actually, they should have got a potential, but the charge is coming out now.
The Observer Ward's there. Tusker. Snowball defense, just setting up the Spirit Breaker. There's no mana on him, and God goes up to the tower. Shards does not block in FN. It was right on the edge. If it did, God could have turned into a double raise and just destroyed him under the tier 1.
3-man rotation from Empire unsuccessful as well. Top lane, Silent getting a wraparound on a Ghost Stick. They do not have kill opportunity onto him, but he's just going to harass him a little bit.
Silent doesn't know. Silent just going to be careful not to feed a kill to the Darkseer. Gets him burned down by Iron Shell. He doesn't have the movement speed on the Darkseer, which it's Brutes versus Brutes.
Bottom lane, charge, Afterlife.
This time he won't get a burrow out. Oh! No. Stifling Dagger from Chappie is able to reach him. Still 5 minutes in. Good kills across the board.
Just off the mark.
No, we're really committing now as 4 heroes coming in. SK was just in the neighborhood because he wanted a bottle refill for the SF, but Lion was also wrapping around from the north.
Killing DK is great, like, especially if you see DK hit 6. If he uses Dragon Form, then you kill him, that's massive, but just killing him is very nice. Afterlife now versus Roger, just getting stunned.
Didn't have mana for a charge away, and there was 2 points up in Caustic Finale, which could have been a real problem.
Maybe this is where they get Ghost Stick. They have a ward on the high ground too. Charge is coming up from Roger. Ghost Stick getting engaged on.
A surge, but it's a level 2 surge. The Hex already slowed him up for a little bit, but Chappie, TP's over. Spirit Breaker's charging forward. Ghost Stick just giving the Iron Shell up. He'll lose his life. He's going to give the extra damage that Chappie requires to try and find the kill. It won't be on Tuskar, who will TP away to safety. And thanks to Silence Observer, he knows exactly what he's up against.
Will the dagger get him? They have a charge as well in a second. They lose vision though, and he's able to scurry away.
I thought for a moment that Chappie would try and Phantom Strike ahead so he could get the dagger off.
Yeah, maybe it was a possibility.
Would have been enough of a slow for potentially Spirit Breaker to close the distance.
So they do lose their Venomancer, but they get the kill and they get the tower.
Dire structures are fortified.
Good damage into mid tower now, Team Empire.
Yeah, that is the one fear of when Shadow Fiend goes to jungle. Of course, they want to have like Husk or someone take the mid experience, but you're playing versus Dragon Knight, so if you do go jungle too much, you're going to lose your tower. So I think G should probably stay in near that mid lane more.
Roger was starting the charge. Now he's right behind the tower. It's surrounded by 3 heroes. Double raises from God allows him to get the kill. Control from his teammates. Wonderful thing for an SF. Come back to the lane, get yourself a bit of a clarity, get yourself a kill.
I like the adjustment here by Aloha, or the real you. Top lane, they already claimed the tower, so he's out. He just goes bottom and starts planting the Venom wards.
Not much good's happening to
Pressuring tower very quickly.
Silence gonna be happy again. He found the Observer ward from Team Empire inside their own jungle.
Oh, he did get that one. Yeah, that was a fresh ward as well.
Yeah, it was very, very fresh. So, able to get rid of that one. With a tier 1 tower dropping, you protect the flash farm areas of SF. You know there's no block on the camp. And the more towers you take, the better it is for the Venomancer. You can play for that big team fight kind of push. I'm interested to see his item build. If you go for the Veil, or if you try and get the mech.
I love the Veil this game. On the Venomancer, you're saying?
Yeah. Oh, nice snowball. Hold him there. The Epic Center. Oh, shards! Locked them both in. This time, Slayer's going to hit the mark. Unfortunately, he'll lose his life for it. If they can keep the control up, here comes Spirit Breaker, charging forward. The Burrow Strike with Caustic and the Plague Ward down. They have enough damage to split the kills between the two of them, but Iron Shell on the Spirit Breaker, burning down the Venomancer. His Gale's back on the corner, he blocks it, then Gales it, Roger's stuck, he'll charge himself forward, however, can they keep the slow up? They cannot do enough. The one last Lantern Punch will do the work, but Afterlife now going one-on-one with the Spirit Breaker. One charges, trying to get enough mana for a Burrow Strike, but he's taking too much damage from the Iron Shell, so they rely on Slayer, fresh from death, back to the wall of the living to come down and finish off the Spirit Breaker. But they're not done yet. Dire Observer Ward scouts out the smoke of Maposhka as well as Chappie. Either they look for a kill, Dire scan, and they're working out if he's coming north, or if they're going towards the SF, and Silence gone. Straight out. And wisely joins the rest of his team on top of the shrine. No need to go home.
Nice plays there by Vega. Getting that nice dive coming up. But yeah, I think this game, the Veil Another smoke under a ward.
Yeah, they smoked it underneath the Radiant Observer ward.
Yeah, I think the Veil this time though for the Venom makes a lot of sense. They have Shadow Fiend, Lion, and Sand King, so they already have a lot of magic advantage with it. He also needs armor versus PA, so I think that's probably like the best pickup for him this game.
So where do you get your regen from?
Radiant's middle
Lion,
tower
that Impale won't reach that far. He knows it. But they just assault the mid lane. So this one I kind of almost want to see like the real use of the Plague Ward up on the hillside. Keep the vision up with the Plague Ward to make sure that Empire just cannot attack it.
Yeah, it's hard for Empire to fight though. Without AA Blast, it's very difficult for them to really go for those engagements. And they know that the Dragon Knight's top with his DK form, so. And they saw PA too, so they have to port like multiple heroes to get in there, but it's really tough. PA, only level 7, just hits level 7 now at 10 minutes. The carry. So he's a bit under leveled on that Phantom Assassin.
1,000 net worth as well behind the Venomancer. Even SK has more net worth than the Phantom Assassin at the moment. And that's dangerous for Afterlife getting an early Blink Dagger. We're 11 minutes in and he's got 1860 gold.
This is definitely a bit alarming right now for Empire. When they have a Dragon Knight and they're losing. They've given up all 3 of their
Dire's middle tower is
first
under
towers.
attack.
Well, Tuskar's finally going to get levels, but only because of Tome.
I mean, look at where
11 minutes in and he's level 4.
Yeah, it's okay.
Now hits 5.
It's okay, but because he's been making a lot of the moves running around, and they gave the Lion the lane. So Lion got a relatively early 6, and Seoma,
they found him.
He's sometimes a sacrifice for this team.
Run away.
He doesn't have ulti on Spirit Breaker, so he's not going to commit, nor does he have Ion Shell on. So Blink Dagger going to be coming out for Sand King any moment now whenever he goes back and picks it up, but yeah, he hasn't finished. Sub 12-minute Blink.
How long ago did they actually change their name? Did you change his name from like
from Seoma to Slayer? It had to have been pretty recent because they all added the esports bet as well to their name. Yeah. So I think they just changed their tag of it back. It was after Dream League, I know, because in Dream League he was called, I think he was actually just called Seema. Yeah. He wasn't Seema the Slayer. He was just, well, Seoma of course, but it's called Seema. Yeah.
His identity change towards Slayer. I'll call it what he's tagged as, just in case anyone was confused. That's the only reason I bring that up.
Yeah. So Shadowblade finished up for G. Very early timing, 12 minutes. Venomancer as well has the Veil finished.
And Blink Dagger is on Afterlife, and they just found a target. They just found an FN.
They've got all their core items already.
They've got the Finger of Death, so there is enough burst damage. They can go for this, but there's only 2 of them, and they're surrounded so heavily.
Oh,
4 heroes
They might be able to get a big combo here, though, with this Invis Rune. It's only got a quarter duration left. They see everybody in the back. Afterlife was spotted, though.
Chappie finally saw him. Epicenter is prepping at the moment. Afterlife blinks in, goes to the Burrow Strike. Ancient Apparition, the primary target, taking the Ice Blast out. Speaking of being taken out, Ghost Deck got exploded in the mid. Finger of Death with a measly 600 damage for the level 1 ultimate.
Yeah, Empire is looking pretty grim right now for them. They don't really have heroes that can make aggressive moves. It's just like Spirit Breaker with an Ion Shell and an AA Blast to follow up. The other things that need to happen is Dragon Knight hitting towers, but losing all your tier 1s this early and versus the lineup that you're playing versus, Vega has very good ways to just push waves in constantly, be it the Sand King or the Shadow Fiend or the Venomancer. So it's hard for them to really get to those towers. And yeah, you can see what they're doing already. They're smoking up and trying to find engagements without the PA, of course, because Phantom Assassin takes so long to get online. That's why I'm personally not a big fan of the hero, especially in this current meta where everybody's just running at each other.
Perfect possession for Slayer. Just walks away. The Iron Shell's on Roger, but he can't keep any vision up. The Ice Shards were thrown originally so he could check for Roshan, but it won't happen. They reveal PA, they reveal everybody, and now Sentry Ward is down, so at least the Obs and Sentry of the Dire side will be taken by Chappie.
Pretty hard for Empire to even try to pressure this tower. If they can hit it a bit with the Dragon Knight, and he probably will be able to bring it down, force it into a deny range, but yeah, Venom Wards just didn't stop anything else from happening. I actually get it pretty easily.
Yeah, FN got it with the last tick.
Just walked up. Okay.
They just attacked it. There was no real attack, it was only the real you.
Yeah, I guess it's because the Epicenter was on cooldown. Vega decided, you know what, it's not worth trying to take a fight when we don't have our big ultis. Farming. They definitely feel like they have a bit of a lead too in this game so far.
FN trying to deal with all the magical. Looking to get a BKB after his armlet. How's Spirit Breaker looking? He is... Okay, let's not look at him. Mech.
He's trying.
Mech is the build for the Darkseer, and then Phantom Assassin, Desolator, before anything.
Standard build, yeah. So FN doesn't go for the hood this game. We've seen some Dragon Knights do it, but he wants to be more of a scaling core since they have PA and Dragon Knight. They don't have a... They want to be able to scare late game, have him be a real damage dealer.
Too many people are missing from the lane. Radiant are scanning inside their own jungle, wondering if someone's crossing over, and that is the case. Shadowblade being used by God. Chappie's going to go to the tree line and TP out very quickly. Nothing will cancel that. Everyone was too far away. And this is when the pressure's going to come once more.
Vega being the aggressors, though. Empire unable to really get any big aggressive moves, and their team fight is not nearly as powerful as Vega's is. Vega's farming very well. Like, even this Lion, who we could have thought was the 5, he's actually become the 4 entirely. He's level 8. He's 800 gold from Blink Dagger already. So they're gonna have lots of different follow-up for the sinking.
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
And now they're just wailing on a tier 2. It's uncontested. He just brings it down by himself.
That is a lot of damage up his sleeve. Venomous just get farming. He was sitting inside the Radiant jungle, throwing down a couple of Plague Wards, continuously farming, and then leaves a couple behind to make sure that the camps remain blocked. So really hurting the economy of Team Empire. Overall, like, it was bouncing up and down between 5k and 4k. But the more of these towers dropping, the less Team Empire is going to control. And 16 minutes in, when you're this far behind in net worth, and the SF is also so big, I'm not certain how you're meant to fight this.
Yeah. I want to see SF go for Silver Edge. Oh, he actually, I think, has it coming on the courier already.
Yeah,
he
I was
does.
about to say, he's got an Ultimate Orb sitting in him, and he has BKB in his quick buy, so yeah. Silver Edge done.
Amazing versus PA and Dragon Knight. I was hoping he would get it first item, and he did. It's going to be very relevant for him to be able to bring down Chappie. Chappie's going to be... I don't know. I'm always just weirded out by PA as a hero. I see this team always pick it because I know Chappie really likes the hero, but it takes so long to get online, especially in this type of meta, where people just like to pressure early. It's all about lanes. And even when you get your Desolator, sure, you can like snowball off some kills, but you can't really take fights around this Desolator. If he just gets like stunned once, he gets blown up by any type of magic damage.
You can get pickoffs. But Vega have the greatest lineup in the world to survive and then also counter.
Yeah, Vega just has a very good overall drafted lineup. And Push Afterlife right next to After. They're actually right next to each other. They don't see him though. There's no vision.
Maposhka knows they're there. Like, he observed what he had. Oh, he cut the wrong way. Oh, even silence to his south.
Oh my goodness.
Maposhka
is in the most precarious position ever, but...
He can TP. He doesn't have to be here.
I think he wants to maybe try to throw an AA blast from behind, maybe, or something when his team initiates, but... Oh god, they might walk by him when they retreat.
They smoke.
Oh, Slayer's gonna...
He's too far south. It won't break.
It didn't break.
Radiant's top tower has looked better.
Maposhka knows something's up.
They're looking towards Roshan now.
Oh, Roger might be the culprit here.
Yeah, Roger's gonna break it. They think they're inside of Roshan. Chappie gets seen first, however. Charged forward by Roger. Bouncing in towards the line. The double Forest Strike, however, the back! 3-man wall! Nova might help this out. The Ice Blast, it does hit perfectly. Nice Maposhka. As 2 heroes lost for Team Empire, however, the damage is too much. God will connect on the Razors. Afterlife's control continues to go. Ghosting, the one attack from the Poison Sting is going to tick him out. Couple of chips on the back line. Afterlife does shatter. But DK as well as AA the sole survivors for Team Empire. And the SF continues to remain big.
Yeah, there's a nice, very nice vacuum combo with the AA blast with the wall on top, but you see what happens to Chappie there. He has the Desolator finished up, Blink gets grabbed up, gets stunned, fingered, dead. Stun finger, Sanking stun, and he's just dead.
This was the concern. This was the reason why we were looking at that magical burst damage that doesn't care about Silver Edge. Frees up God to focus on other targets. Silent, in he comes. Gonna get the follow-up stun. They're looking towards the PA. There's a double damage rune in Silver Edge. Triggered on God. They need to keep Chappie controlled. And the Burrow Strike will help do a one attack from God. Almost kills him. Down to 120 HP. The charge from Roger creates a little bit more space. And God, well, they're going to work together for that one. Lion will end up falling. Roger in the trees. They just have to beat him down with the fists.
Whew, at least
But that
Chappie
is
lived.
very lucky that Chappie lived.
Yeah, Silent even blinks in because, you know, this Lion has a blink dagger already. He blinks in to try to get the finisher off onto Chappie, but Dragon Knight with an instant stun doesn't bring him down. DK form used in that fight, unable to hit any towers with it though, so...
I like how they approach with Miposhka. Reason why he set up on the top lane, wait for Vega to fight, and then farm the top lane while Vega on the opposite side of the map. Yeah, Ice Blast will still be involved, but I'm wondering if he's also doing this so he can get to something like Hand of Midas and push himself up that way, or is that build kind of too late or not appropriate for this game?
If he's able to get like a big Ice Blast and he gets a big surge of gold, then maybe, but I think Glimmer Cape is a pretty good option here, so are the Force Staffs. I don't think he's going to get too many items this game on the AA though, especially when he's playing with the Spirit Breaker. He has to be very focused on getting Sentries and Dust versus this Shadow Fiend too.
Afterlife has an Invis rune.
Oh yeah, but there is a Darkseer coming and rotating too.
And unless Darkseer's got mech, which he does. They saw Miposhka go into the tree line.
Okay, now he's looking pretty dead if they
Silent doesn't have Finger of Death, so that's the only thing which could be problematic. Here goes your Ice Blast, and they blink over it. The charge is coming in, and I think they might realize now that that Ancient Apparition was being stalked.
Yeah.
Trying to slam him down before the Spirit Breaker charge did.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Miposhka will be pretty poor this game, just because how much reveal he has to buy. Sometimes I've seen him, at least in our last series that we did, you know, he plays like the hard 5 a lot of times for this team, but he was playing Disruptor and he like bought a full Aghanims and won them the game because of it. So there are situations where that can happen, but this one doesn't feel like it's going to be one of them. He actually finishes up an Urn, even though I think Spirit Breaker has
full Hurricane Pike is now on the Venomancer, so if we get the range damage. Interested to see too, like where he wants to go. Like he doesn't have cast range. You went for the health. You went for the 30% experience. Do you try and buff up magical on this game? Is that the way to do it? And then rely on the SF to do your physical?
I mean, he's always going to be magical. I don't know if he goes Ags this game. I don't know if he needs it. I think he can actually be more of a physical damage dealer as well. I think the Hurricane Pike is just a natural build. It's super good versus Dragon Knight, super good versus PA. Not just on yourself, but on allies, and it makes you so tanky. Like this Veno has 2,100 health with 22 armor. Pretty absurd to actually try to bring him down. I think he can play by ear and see what build he wants to go, but I don't think he needs to go the Ags build. Can work, but Halberd is probably better versus PA. He can even maybe get his own Silver Edge too. It's very good. Both items are just super good this game versus Empire's draft.
Diascan just pinged on Miposhka. He's here with Observer and Sentry Ward. Question is, does anyone really want to try and fight this?
Hey, this looks okay. He's trying to get information.
Yeah, he'll miss. Now they know who's up on top. Meanwhile, SK's farming up his 4-staff on the bottom lane.
I mean, everyone's just farming.
SF's just farming up the Ancients.
He's got BKB finish now on G.
Oh boy.
So they can actually just... I think this is where they can just force a fight. They can probably just smoke and make their way into the Roche pit soon.
Do you go for Roshan, or is tier 2 tower / team fight like the easier objective?
They can do either, to be honest. Like, PA doesn't do anything in fights right now, so if they want to just go for that, they can. I think both situations are fine. Fighting on Roche pit can maybe be a little bit questionable versus Darkseer AA, but there's not really much else that Empire does have.
So Miposhka actually died of this illusion just because of Poison Sting. The illusion kept up the chase. He's TPing out. He took 4 hits and went down to half-life. And almost none of that was the damage of the actual illusion. It was all the level 4 Poison Sting.
Yeah. So they do try to take the Roche, but they're not really getting much information on the map. Afterlife is also pinging bottom. He's like, there's a huge wave bottom and no one's contesting it, but Iron Shell did get applied, so he's like, okay, Darkseer was down here, but there's still heroes missing on the side of Empire, so they don't really know where they are, and Empire is smoked. And Vega knows something's up.
The real you would do this with Plague Woods.
Trying to make the engagement onto G. He's got BKB finished though. Just
get it off. The Gale, the Burrow Strike. The back wall might be nice, or maybe there's enough damage for him. In fact, oh, Requiem of Souls. It's the death one coming out. BKB protected FN perfectly. The Burrow Strike looked nice, so did the Nova, but they just keep going, Empire. Sustain is definitely their friend, and Chappie's first real Desolator attack is paying dividends. Venomancer should tick out to the Dragon Touch. And that's exactly what happens. 3 heroes down. Spirit Breaker the only loss. Again, Ghosting with a perfect combination. They didn't have a mech. They didn't have regeneration. All the damage. Boy! That's not nice.
They got the charge. The charge went fully through. They weren't able to stop it with either the Sanking or the Lion. The snowball, he like tried to snowball the Shadow Fiend after the Dragon Tail, but SF popped BKB when he was at like 400 HP. He was almost pretty much dead already by the time he got it off. I don't really know what happened to Vega that fight. I guess they just really didn't expect Empire to be there. I felt like they would win that fight even if they got smoked.
Silent needs a quick hex. He's able to get it. Just turns in time for the cold feet's gonna trigger. Afterlife comes in for the double buff. First strike, a follow-up double impale. Ancient Apparition will end up falling. Aegis the Immortal. It is killed off by Roshan.
They're able to kill Slayer.
It's killed off by Roshan. It's killed off by Radiant.
Yeah.
And taken by Phantom Assassin.
Slayer tried to go in and contest the Rosh, but he ends up dying before his team's able to get to him. But yeah, wow, I'm still like super. I want to go back and like rewatch that fight because it all happened so fast. I actually got some like chop on my screen. I didn't get to see everything that happened.
I'm afraid I do not have the technology.
Yeah. It was a nice fight that comes out from Empire, but I'm still like, I'm wondering how Vega looked like they knew the smoke was happening, but then they let the charge go through and they don't even get the snowball on to save G. Because he snowballed him, and then by the time he comes out of the snowball, his BKB wasn't used anyway. I don't know.
I'm wondering if they were interrupted by the vac.
Something must have happened.
Because that's what it looked like. It looked like they all got ravaged at the same time as they got back. Yeah. Pulled into the wall, and all the early damage that they were doing was negated by the Dark Seer when he ran in, triggered off his mech, and now he's going to have pipe for the next, like a full pipe for the next fight.
The big thing is though that they deny the Aegis from Vega, and now it gives Chappie that leeway period where he gets to BKB. And now this is where PA is finally online. It's like 30 minutes, he's got his 2 items. Now he can actually be a relevant force in the game.
Nice Observer Ward down. They realized what's coming at him. Shot up the ramp, keep Chappie away. And Plague Wards are just everywhere at the moment. Vega need to steady the ship. They still have the top 2 net worths. They still had a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Like, it was 12k worth of experience advantage. 8k was their gold advantage. This gold's going to start to dissipate as Empire will force towers more and more. In fact, they're already TPing up. Chappie is jumping up to the shrine. He wants to go for a kill. Thanks to the charge, they actually have the vision. They know where he is. Spirit Breaker, bringing the detection. Stuff is available. They'll break him free. There goes your ultimate. The Finger of Death plus Requiem Souls. Ice Blast causing issues for the Lion. But really, only the Lion who will still go down.
Oh, Slayer though. In a precarious situation.
And he's not going to get anything. The damage is too high. All he can do is try and spend as much of his money as possible.
They get the Spirit Breaker, but they lose 2 swords. Wow! And a BKB usage on the Shadow Fiend. So Vega has to watch how much they split up though, because when they do split up like that, this is what Spirit Breaker does. He gets those he goes for those kind of pickoffs.
Is Tusker changing his items halfway through?
Medallion.
He got the buckler, and I can understand like a casual buckler into Solar Crest. But I thought after the last couple of fights, like he would want the mech. Maybe he doesn't have enough mana as well.
I mean, they're playing versus AA too, right?
Yeah, true.
Getting mech is kind of not really the most fruitful thing. He maybe wanted to build it, went halfway through, and then he's like, wait a minute, we're versus AA. Or maybe he just wanted the buckler for the armor.
Just worried there, sustain is going to be too piss poor. That's the issue.
Yeah, he didn't choose to go for an urn Tusk. I thought that's one option that I thought that he would go for.
That way, at least he can use it aggressively if he gets hit by Blast or their teammates.
Yeah.
But not the case. Instead, it's maneuverability for the Sand King, survivability for the Venomancer, looking to get a BKB as his next item.
That's pretty good. That's pretty decent. I really thought he'd go Halberd and be in that front line, but the AA seems to be causing more issues. The AA and the vacuum.
God's keeping his butterfly intentions pretty secret for the moment. It's only in his quick buy. But Chappie is looking at a Skadi as his next item.
Stats,
and slow. FN, like someone's going to have to get an MKB at some point though. Unless you're just going to rely on like double RNG. I've got to hit my crit while I actually can.
Yeah, he can build one afterwards if he wants to. Basher is usually the better option. But since he's versus so much magical damage, the stats are quite good this game. So we'll see which one he wants. Scotty MKB sounds pretty good though. Especially because he's probably expecting the Solar Crest and stuff to come out eventually.
Empire's on the aggression, pushing towards the mid tower.
Vega is waiting for this Aegis to tick out before they go take a fight. They still can definitely fight. They're still at a bit of an advantage. So
We got another 20 seconds or so before Aegis is gone. PA's not going to get his opening.
So FN, level 18, well level 19 now, so he's got a level 3 ultimate and he's got Blink Dagger. So he's got the catch and he's got the Ice Dragon.
Vega are headed down south now. It looked like they were going to smoke up for a second, but the smoke's being kept inside of Slayer's backpack.
Yeah, I think they're waiting out the Aegis, even though it is going to be timing out, or did time out, but also waiting out for the Butterfly on the Shadow Fiend since he's so close before they try to get on the and the BKB on Venno. They're going to be getting like a lot of different items coming out at the same exact time. Afterlife, you've got a gem, dude.
Oh, he's going to get bounced down, and this is a gem of True Sight lost. He came on a dewarding mission, went to the wrong cliffside, and couldn't get back down.
Four-stepped himself forward onto the hill to try to deward that, but
Probably thought he was going to get out of there. He had both Blink Dagger and Burrow Strike still.
Yeah, but like he's got the gem. That's such a risky move, especially when you're waiting for items from your two teammates. Like he knows his Venno's waiting for BKB. He knows Shadow Fiend's waiting for Butterfly. He doesn't even need to risk himself. Like if they really want to deward that, he can be like, hey, I think there's a ward here, Venno, get over here and put some wards down. That's a big mistake there by Afterlife, giving up the gem and paying with his own life. That's such a big swing. Look at the net worth there. That drops from like almost 7k down to 3k.
Yeah, the graph hasn't even fully updated. This thing
it hasn't even updated
so
yet.
damn delayed now.
It updates every minute, right?
I think it updates every more than that.
It's about. Yeah, whatever. It's okay. We'll see the update soon. But we can see that, yeah, it was about 7k before that happened, and now it's like down to like 2,000 or 3,000. So that's the momentum that happens from those type of moves is massive. Because it just gives them so much gold. It gives them the gem, and then they start picking up bigger items because they get more map control because they take a tier 2. Now Spirit Breaker has his own hood. He's going to be building another pipe, which hurts a lot versus the Epi and the Venomancer and the Shadow Fiend ulti. And Dragon Knight's building toward an AC and gets his level 20 for that 120 GPM tunnel. That's very costly death by
Ice Boss being used for scouting now. Silent was in the trees. Could just be an animation glitch as well. Odd place for it to fly. It's Empire inside their base while Vega are on the hunt. Burst damage is still their friend.
Yeah. And Butterfly was finished. And level 20 grabbed up by Venomancer. So, yeah, Vega's still feeling pretty strong. They just lost a lot of momentum from not getting that Roche. And from giving up that gem.
So now they go for the tier 2 tower. And Team Empire, how they want to defend this. Hoping for a good stifling dagger against the Venomancer. But with his plus 75 damage and army of Plague Wards, the real U is not that difficult for him to beat into the tier 2 tower.
Yeah, he kills it pretty easy.
Yep. And Empire's not looking to fight. Like, they still don't know where Vega is. They're vortexing around. But if they came in range to vortex the tree lines, the Ancient Apparition will be dead.
So PA switched his items. Her items. Went from Scotty, he's just going straight for the KB now.
Yeah.
So he got the immunity, the magic immunity. Guess he doesn't feel like he needs stats, he just needs to be able to bring down the Shadow Fiend.
He was still building the Scotty, like, or still looking to build the Scotty when he didn't actually see the item SF.
Yeah.
But because SF picked up the Eagle Song as well as the Quarterstaff a little bit ago, he had prior warnings.
Yeah.
But now the SF will have Lincoln Spear as well, so defensive item for him. Not as great always, because you can use charge to trigger it.
Yeah, there's not a crazy amount of things that can break it though. It's Cold Feet, Charge, Nether Strike, and then PA abilities and Dragon Tail. I mean, there's a good amount of them, but blocking a lot of those is quite important. Like blocking Dragon Tail, even blocking the PA jump can be pretty relevant in fights. But yeah, there is quite a few things that they can't break it from a distance. Be it the Cold Feet and the Dagger.
Wondering how far Vega feel they can force this. They're going to 5-man smoke. They were out of range of any vision of Team Empire. But the area they're moving towards, like, obviously they want to secure the Roche area. They want to go for Roshan.
Yeah, this is a Roche mode, for sure. They're doing, look at this. Okay, so they're expecting that Empire is actually going to be on that high ground there. And they're doing a They're doing the huge wraparound. And now it looks like Empire wants to make a move of their own. I see a line drawn by Miposhka.
Yeah, I think they know they're wrapping around.
I think both teams know where each other are.
Yeah, they're playing perfectly. They understand the movement. Razor's on top lane, definitely tell you where God is. And now the line's been drawn by Empire. Well, either they come in that way or they go the other way. Roshan spawned up.
They've got high ground vision here for Empire. DK pops ulti. They're looking to engage right away.
On the sentry ward, DK jumps in. Ice blast on the way. He's going to hit the Tusk at the back. Actually pulling him out of range. It may not matter. Actually, yes, it will. God just ripping in. Winding up the Requiem of Souls. Nether Strike going to cancel that. Let's go for round 2. It will blow up right in the face of Chappie. Takes so much damage. Lacquering it with the epicenter. They have enough here. Vega through the Spirit Breaker, through the Ancient Apparition, until everyone is pushing up the daisies for Team Empire. Shadow Fiend was the sacrifice, but a sacrifice worth making.
Yeah, he just perched himself in the front line with the Venomancer. They expend everything to burst this Tusk right away. They get him. Of course, the Tusk gets nothing off, but even in a 4v5 engagement, Ghosta gets his spells off, gets like 3-shotted by Shadow Fiend, and then, yeah, the Venomancer ulti starts kicking up. So much team fight coming out from Vega versus Empire when they expended so much to bring down a Tusk.
They're actually pushing into the top lane. They want to inflict damage into the tier 3 tower. They get fortification to come out. The rest of Team Empire will be spawning up shortly, but it's the 26 seconds until DK's alive. That's the more critical one. Actually, Cardi's still there. The catapult's still there.
He's getting a couple extra hits too.
Yeah.
3.
Come on, Ghost Stick.
4.
You went for the 14 health regen. He doesn't
5 hits.
Does
it get a 6th hit? The catapult? 6 hits. Oh, it did like 450 damage to the catapult there.
Count Fogula.
Yeah.
Slayer. Trouble. Oh, crit hurts like hell. Spirit Breaker's charging in. Afterlife. He has Blink Dagger in 1 second, so if they push deep enough, they could have had him. But I say, when they pushed deep, if Empire kept chasing, Vega would have had him.
Yeah. So how are the BKBs doing on Empire? It's 8 seconds for both. So they still have good windows when they do have their BKBs up. But as soon as those BKBs...
To, 7 seconds on the SF one.
Yeah, the SF's to 7. But as soon as the BKBs are much more important for Empire. As soon as the PA's BKB wears off and the DK's BKB wear off, they're so squishy to the side of Vega. Vega also now scaling quite well on their supports. Slayer has the medallion he's building into the Solar Crest, and if you look at little old Silent, he's almost got a Halberd finished up on this Lion. So Halberd versus PA, probably one of the best counters to deal with him, but the evasion will not matter, at least because Chappie did finish up MKB.
Okay, so Gem's an Afterlife. They sense because they're worried about being watched, but the Observer Ward from Vega, they saw everything. Like, literally everything. Shards come in, reveal Roshan, Blake Ward's around for a little bit of vision inside the pit as well.
Empire cannot fight there.
No.
That is a very hard place to fight. They do have the AC finished up now for DK as well, so they did get a couple big items after that top fight happened. You know, they lost the engagement. They do have some nicely needed items.
I love how Halberd is the item.
I mean, it's going to be amazing
against the PA.
Yeah, it's so good versus PA.
He's got both Ghost Scepter as well as Halberd. Ghosting, jumping in. BKB from the Venomancer connects on the Gale against the DK, focusing on that one. Now FN, a lot of physical damage to the back wall. It connects on the line as well as God. He's winding up for the ulti when the damage is too high. He was killing himself literally from the Darkseer illusion, and it's Vega having the worst fight possible in the mid lane. Ice Blast coming forward. Venomancer, however, charge him with the Mad Cow and slice him with the blades. Chappie will get a double kill. Vega are all dead, and Roshan will also go down. Huge fight for Empire.
How did Sand King die? He just got blown up during the wall.
No idea, man. I don't know if it was the SF Illusion that was attacking him, but that SF did
the SF Illusion was doing work. That was a beautiful vacuum combo by Darkseer, but the Dragon Knight and PA just free-reigned attacked this fight. Lion and Sand King didn't get anything off in the engagement. Neither did really Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend popped BKB, tried to Requiem, just gets killed before that happens. So that was just like the perfect fight for Empire.
I would love to see like Darkseer Illusions don't count towards his damage, but the PA got 5.1k, 4.3k from the DK.
God.
And there was only 1k for the Darkseer.
How did that just happen? That's crazy.
It's a good question. Now, defense from Vega. The upside is they still have almost all of their abilities available. Requiem of Souls never got off. They don't have available as their tier 3 tower, and maybe even their melee Rex. They do not want to have to buy back on an SF. He's got 8 seconds. These stuns, where's the combinations? You can shard, you can try and block them off, but that melee Rex is gone. And out goes Team Empire. Shrines will be next on the list. Unless they TP out. Not going to happen though. Empire already on top of the Roshan Shrine of Dire.
Getting the Aegis and Cheese there is absolutely massive for Empire. That goes, let's take a look at the swing. Oh God. As expected.
It's a scoop, man.
Venomancer trying to start the fight in hindsight is probably not the greatest way to do it. Even though he gets a Gale on the Dragon Knight, they need the stuns to start the fight.
God, stolen gem. Going to work for the Spirit Breaker as long as he can hold on to it. Tusker, Chappie with a BKB up. Tusker will fall. They don't actually have the detection, but maybe they have the damage, the fact, the wall, the ice flood. It's all being committed, and Vega get hit by almost all of it. Afterlife, stay in the trees where it's safe. You'll lose your tier 2 tower. Epicenter and Blink is available. God has fought back. They need something good from this fight. Plague Wards are still around. He'll hit in towards the DK. Breaks the skin. Phantom Assassin, happy to die. Has the Aegis more to go with. And God walks back into the Darkseer wall. So they got more of him to fight with. Another stun going for the Lion. Venomancer has just enough range with the Hurricane Punch to get back into relative safety. But Team Empire are on the rampage. There's no Spirit Breaker. But there is a big-ass Dragon wearing off now who still has Cheese to work with. And a Phantom Assassin with BKB, of course, in 10 seconds' time.
Oh my God, it's actually looking like Vega just straight up lost because of that last engagement.
Yep.
Because that mid-engagement, he lost all momentum, and Empire, with his PA is more than online now. He is pretty much unstoppable. Just tanky DK in the front lines.
You felt like sometimes he can snowball with kills. That's exactly what's happened here. 2 lanes of ranks gone. They'll go for the last outer shrine for Vega. And that just leaves the last objective. Top tier 2.
One mistake is pretty much the cost of this game. Vega.
Yeah.
One mistake in the team fight, the way that they initiate the fight, and Empire just capitalized on it completely.
I love that sound effect.
The cheese.
Like, I swear they just took that out of The Simpsons or something like that. It's like, did they just put a donut into the mouth? Alright, Chappie. What else is... Hang on. Can we talk about Chappie's items? He's got the Diffusal Blade lined up. He's got Basher and an Ultimate Orb just sitting in it. What is going on here?
Yeah, what's the ulti orb for?
I don't know.
Did he want a Lincoln's or something? Or did he want a Scotty as well later? And then he decided he wants a Diffusal now?
He doesn't have a slot for both. Like, he'll have to get rid of the Ultimate Orb if he wants to pick up the Diffusal Blade.
I'll take your tribute.
I don't know, Toby.
Scotty is... Like, it still makes sense. Like, it's a huge amount of stats to try and get. Plus having the kite slow. Won't care about BKBs. That's awesome.
It's probably a Scotty.
Probably.
Yeah.
But it's Diffusal and Quickfire. That's the... Unless
he
you
switched it, there we go.
Okay, it is Scotty.
Yeah.
It's
Casual ulti orb.
Lincoln's actually wouldn't have been a bad choice either.
Doesn't do much,
It would have taken away that initiation so we can't get caught with his pants down.
Yeah.
Lincoln's triggers trigger BKB, so there's no chance you lose your big PA, and he is worth a lot of money. If they can kill off Chappie, he's worth a crap ton of money.
Pretty tough to bring him down now, though. They need to pretty much chain all their CCs on him right away.
What is
Dire's top
Venomancer
tower
has
is under
a Demon
attack.
Edge as well.
Does he have MKB finished?
He does not. Oh, actually, yes, he does. There's 2 Javelins coming in on the courier.
He's trying to be that right-clicking core.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, the thing is that they're just getting bum rushed, though. They're getting ran at so hard with the BKBs. The PA BKBs, the DK BKBs, and then Darkseer like Blink Vacuums, and the fight's just such a mess.
This would be a nice timing for God if they can get a favorable fight. Now he's got the double damage. Maybe not so easy when Ancient Apparition finishes up a full Solar Crest.
Yeah. He actually got items this game. Look at that. Got the Glimmer Cape though, so he did go for the Glimmer, and then he did go back for Solar Crest too, so hey,
they're smoking.
Nicely.
They want to fight with the DD rune, and it's like the only time they can do it. The creep waves are only barely just pushed out enough. The Team Empire won't realize something is wrong. But Chappie's position inside the pit, he can break a lot of smoke, but he has no vision of it when he does it. It's like they're just waiting, they won't see anything, no one's pushing the top lane. Plague Ward's down, okay, now they realize, yep. Fail smoke.
Uh-oh. Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, they go straight on the bash, and then you follow up Spirit Breaker. Ice Blast is on the way as well. It's going to connect on God. He won't take the damage, but he still took the chill. Venomancer, decent ultimate, hitting on 4, but they keep on fighting. FM blinking forward, hexed up, Epicenter on the back line. They might be able to kill him. Oh, they do! Chappie will fall. The Venomancer tick combining with the Epicenter is enough, but really, is the cost worth it? 3 heroes lost for Vega, a double Burrow Strike. It creates a little bit of space. Venomancer will buy back. Silent is trapped in the middle of nowhere, wants to run away from this. They surge FN forward. He actually stopped to attack Plague Wars and doesn't finish off the Lion. Alright.
They saw the buyback from the Veno. They got a little bit afraid for a moment.
They kill off the top racks. They know what they win. Game 1 of this best of 3 winners bracket final, putting them into that grand final and 1 series victory away from going to the international and representing the CIS region. Not many teams from that area this time around. Lotus Pro being the only direct invite, and only 1 team from the qualifier gets to go. Ancient Apparition needs help. Glimmer, he's holding it. Reno just keeps burning this BKB down to 5 seconds on it now. And the more they fight here, the more trouble they have at home.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
3rd tower brought down. Shadow Fiend dying back to back to back to back, pretty much. I think, what, how many deaths was that in a row? 3 or 4, I believe. It was he's just unable to really get back online versus this Empire face rush lineup.
Love the ultimate sacrifice. Ancient Apparition and Spirit Breaker. Combined 19 deaths out of the 29 kills that Vega has achieved. Yeah. They take it for the team by running to the front lines.
Yeah, they have. They really have been. I mean, FN only has 1 death on Dragon Knight. Fairly impressive, given what happened in the early mid game. Vega's pressure.
Check them out.
Yeah, I know. That one fight is pretty much that one big lineup.
FN's looking for an opening. Observable will drop so they realize there's detection and it's coming from Afterlife. The Burrow Strike forced off and run away. Holding onto that Gem of Fizz. FN's happy as Larry, just pushing in the mid.
Happy as Larry.
Well, he's got the heart up. What's really going to stop him? It's funny too that Poison Sting doesn't put it on cooldown.
Yep.
And Chappie now takes it. Finish Lascardi, looking to finish up his Abyssal. Yeah. Then they get the guaranteed control on the SF.
When they have Aegis Cheese, it's going to be way too much for Vega to handle.
Yeah, she dropped his BKB. I'll take the Aegis.
Put it in his backpack, yeah, so he can just switch it in when the Aegis pops.
Makes sense considering you kind of want to use the BKB after your Aegis is gone.
Yeah.
SP. Charges on. He had vision of 1, and it's the SF on the bottom lane. But the Dire Observer Ward and the Plague Ward both seeing him make the move.
Vega ideally wanted to win this game by now, because they're playing versus a PA. The Dragon Knight is also quite a big problem, because just how durable he is. They don't really have the damage to chunk through him. They need to isolate him pretty hardcore now. But yeah, they ideally didn't want this game to get to the point where the PA is max slotted, because dealing with PA like this is super difficult if he just jumps into your backlines.
Ever seen anyone get the double snipe like that? That would have been like over the utility. That's making a hell of no sense.
Nah, it's not really good. It looks funny.
Afterlife gonna bring in the damage. Needs to get to the back lines, but he got stunned up. The charge came through. Requiem Assault, maybe. No, it's not enough. Ice Blast connects perfectly. Everyone's gone, and that is the ball game right there. Team Empire claimed game 1 against Vega. Could have been faster, but probably the only way it would have been is if they were keep their punch lead. targeted.
Yeah, I mean Vega, they showed some really good moves in this game, but then it was some bizarre things that happened. Like they knew that the smoke was coming out from Empire. Like they positioned themselves on the high ground and they allowed the charge to go through like 3 or 4 heroes. The snowball came out a bit late, so SF doesn't get his BKB off in that one crucial fight. He dies. Then the Roche gets taken by Empire. Then Afterlife has a gem and he gives up the gem too. It was just like these mistakes that came out from Empire, or from Vega, that looked like they were pretty avoidable. It looked like Vega actually had this one in the bag until those 2 big fights happened. And Chappie was able to get Deso, then he gets an Aegis, and then that's the downtime they need for him to get his BKB. And then when they both have BKB, the fights just looked super hard for Vega.
Alright, well, we'll say farewell to Dota TV viewers at this point, because I have to close the game to look at the stat screen. Unfortunately, Valve have never fixed that problem since then.